says that the root of all of this is quote-unquote lawless idolatry. Lawless idolatry. Let me explain this. Lawless means you don't see or regard any law beyond yourself. God's not in control, you are. You say, I don't think that's right, I think that's fine, it's not a big deal. Well, what does God say? Look, I don't know. I'm God. I decide right and wrong. There's no law above me. Quote all the verses you want. I have an excuse. Because I see myself as my own lawgiver and judge. That's lawlessness. And idolatry is grossly misunderstood in our day. When I say idolatry, most people think of primitive people in other cultures bowing down to statues and the like. Idolatry is something that everyone has to contend with. Idolatry is sometimes more easily seen in a foreign culture than it is our own culture. In our culture, we don't see restaurants and stadiums and entertainment centers as temples, but they are. It's where people go to worship. Let me explain idolatry to you in this way. It is distorted worship. God is one in three persons. We call it the Trinity. The Father, Son, and Spirit are ceaseless, continuous outpours. Love and communication and adoration and affection flow unceasingly, perfectly between the Father, Son, and Spirit continually. We are made, men and women, in the image and likeness of God. We are ceaseless outpours, incurably so, one author rightly says. We pour ourselves out to a cause, to an experience, to a life stage, to a hobby, to a sports team, to a band, to a sexual pleasure, to a drink, to a grade point average, to a relationship, to a home, to a hobby. We pour ourselves out. We give ourselves away. We're passionate worshipers. We're always worshiping. Everyone is always worshiping. There is no exception. The differentiation is who or what or how we worship. We are made to worship God the Creator and enjoy and steward created things. Idolatry is an inversion. Romans 1:25 says it this way. They exchanged the truth for the lie, worshiped and served created things rather than the Creator God who is forever praised. Amen. Idolatry is by definition taking things that are good, like food or friends or sex or family or job or hobby, and making them ultimate things, deifying them. The result is we live for them, not for God. And furthermore, we find our identity in them. The root of idolatry is finding your identity. Who are you? What is your significance? Where is your joy? Where is your hope? What can you not live without? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What makes your life meaningful and significant and purposeful? What gives you dignity, value, and worth? If it's anyone or anything other than Jesus, you're committing idolatry. And idolatry is most often good things that are deified. And they're turned into godlike status. For some of you, it's a relationship. For some of you, it's marriage, or it's a grade point average, or it's a job, or it's buying a home, or it's having children, or doing a certain kind of ministry. It could be very good things that become God things, and that's a bad thing. Here's what happens to those who commit idolatry. Their hope and their identity rests on something other than the Creator God. It's some created thing. This can be your beauty, your intellect, your income, your hobby, your relationship, your expertise, your success, your likability. One of four things happens. If at any point your idol is threatened, you become paralyzed. Become paralyzed. If your idol is your job and you hear there's going to be a round of layoffs, you are paralyzed. If your idol is your grade point average and you think there's a project that you've not done well on, you are paralyzed. If it's a relationship and you think you're going to get dumped, you're paralyzed. If it's children and you find out you're infertile, potentially you're paralyzed. If your idol is taken away by someone else, they fired you, they took away your ministry, they walked away from your dating relationship, they chose no longer to be your friend, you're locked in bitterness for the rest of your life. And bitterness is an ugly thing. If you fail and you cause yourself to lose your idol, you're locked in self-contempt and self-hatred for the rest of your life, a loser, a failure. Have no purpose or value. You've ruined everything. Some of you feel that, tragically. And sometimes the worst thing is to get your idol, because now the pressure is on to keep it. If your idol is a grade point average and you get that grade point average, the pressure is on to keep it. If your idol is a relationship and you get it, the pressure is on to keep it. If your idol is marriage and you get married, the pressure is on to keep it. If your idol is children and you get children, the pressure is on to be the best parent, to raise the best kids, and if any one of them should go astray, your whole life is ruined. Everything you've done is in vain. Some of you are the children of those parents and you've lived under this pressure, and you'll agree with me that the weight of expectation crushes that which we turn into an idol. It crushes it. People and things are not God, and they can't bear that weight. That's why sometimes the people who are the most successful are the most miserable. And it confuses us. They're rich, they're beautiful, they have beauty, they have fame, they have wealth, they live in a great home, they're married, they have kids, they have financial security. They're on antidepressants, they're alcoholics, they're suicidal, and some kill themselves. And those of us who are pursuing their idols stand back in total bewilderment. Why are they not happy? If I had that, I would be. No, you wouldn't be. Because you would have the pressure of maintaining your idol, always being beautiful, always being successful, always being influential, always being famous, always being a winner. And that's a lot of pressure. Idolatry is evil. It's also damaging. Damaging.